What is going on, everyone? Welcome into the Voice of College Football's Oregon Ducks Postgame live right here. I am just Ben, exploring Ben and Sam as always, and Spaz over here. How are you doing today, Spaz?
I'm Ducky.
I don't know if that's an actual term or should ever be applied to anything. Yeah, I don't think that's a thing. But I mean, all we can say right now is number one and 9-0. So hey, can't uh, can't complain too much, can we?
No, we can't. Little sluggish at times today, but at the end of the
Kind of the
day, we won.
norm, but that's it. Let's we won't take up too much time here. We're gonna streamline this bitch. Yeah, what do we think about the game overall? Because the Ducks came out and did pretty much what they wanted to do at the beginning. For instance, the first half, especially defense, tackles for loss like immediately on almost every Michigan first down. There was a tackle for loss.
Yeah, I believe we had 7 or 8 tackle for losses in the game. At one point, it was 7.
I'd have to look here real quick. I don't know if this shows tackle for loss, but yeah, this one doesn't. But yeah, it was. I was watching. I was like, damn. Like the first play of the game was like a 3 or 4 yard loss.
Yep.
I was like, oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, total team tackle for loss is 7, and most of that was probably in the first half.
Yeah, again, the game was, pretty much over at the half. Michigan kind of was able to get a few uh, big plays in the second half that kind of made it a game there for a minute. But in typical Oregon fashion, they get the ball back with 7 minutes to go and run out the entire clock, all of 25 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it probably shouldn't have been even as much of a game, but we can look at it. Trayshawn Hold, or I'm sorry, Tez Johnson going out with looks like a shoulder injury of some sort. We don't know. A lot of that can be maybe over speculated. The fact he stayed out of the game because of the fact that maybe they were just like, you know what, for long term, we're gonna keep you out. For the long term, just keep you on the sideline. Don't risk a further injury. Ice it this week, maybe stay out next week, and
I heard from an insider that it's a broken collarbone. It's
well,
probably
then
done for the year.
yeah, then he's out for at least 6-7 weeks. Yeah, if that's the case.
Nothing officially confirmed, but uh, from what I'm hearing, it's probably a broken collarbone.
Yeah, I know you just said that. You repeated yourself twice there.
Whatever.
But again, hopefully we'll know later on more, and hopefully not, because he wasn't grabbing at it like it was really, really painful. So hopefully it's not, but we'll see later, maybe in this week, hopefully in a few days, exactly what's going on there. But uh, Harper got kind of rolled up on there in the fourth quarter for the O line. Probably maybe again nothing serious, just kind of like what, just sit out. I don't, nothing much was said of it during the game, so we don't know. Uh, so hopefully there's nothing crazy there because obviously the O line is working really well. Uh, James got dinged up in the first quarter a little bit, but nothing crazy. Obviously, he came back in and played the whole game. So outside of potentially Tez Johnson, if it's a collarbone, got out of the game without injury. That's kind of the big thing.
And yeah, even if Tez is gone, we have a very deep roster at running back. So
Receivers.
or receiver, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, Tez only had one catch for 11 yards. That was his catch that he went out on. Obviously Ferguson was back. Tried to get him the ball a few more times. Didn't get it. Only got 2 catches. But welcome back, Trayshawn Holden.
Yeah.
Has 6 catches for 149 yards. Like, hello.
Yeah. Nice game for Tez. Nice bounce back for Trey.
Yeah, I mean, Justice Lowe obviously has stepped up in the absence of Holden. So he's kind of now filling in, I guess, for Tez, but 6 for 45. Evan Stewart, again, I think the problem is now he's not having a lot of targets or catches because now the defenses are watching for him more. So it's kind of keeping him from getting a little bit more production than he probably should be.
Yeah. Their defense are keying on the home run ball. So he's not getting as much production there, but when he is getting the ball, he's getting it in key spots. AKA the touchdown there in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, and again, this game shouldn't have even been probably as close in the sense of it that it was, and that was because after Tez went out, for some reason, the brilliance of the coaching staff, I don't know. They're going to go back and look at the decision making to put a guy who's never fielded a punt before on the field in Pelham, who then immediately fumbled it.
Who then immediately never saw another play.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking that too, but it's like, why would you put a guy that's never fielded a punt before on the field, on the road? You know, it was kind of, it was a bizarre choice, to say the least.
Yeah, I was shocked that it wasn't Winnington back there.
Yeah, and then they put Stewart in and just basically like, or at least told the guy, hey, just fair catch it. You know, go on the field, just fair catch it. Don't try to do anything, just fair catch it, and that's it. Like, fine. It was a weird decision, and that obviously led to because that was the second 3 and out Michigan had on offense, and then we gave them the ball right back on the fumble. And it was like, and then they scored a touchdown. So it was like that game could have been blown wide open at that point.
Yeah,
but you gave them hope. Yeah, second half adjustments. I'll give credit. Second half adjustments. We still have that lull in that third quarter, and they were talking about it on the broadcast. And Oregon just continued that trend. I mean, nice adjustments by Michigan on defense. I think they made some decent adjustments. You know, obviously there was a lot more pressure coming on Gabriel. Relax, everyone. Spaz is having his afternoon snack as always, too.
Shut up! I'm eating jerky.
I know, it's like I'm like, yes, he's eating.
It's not that bad.
But oh boy, someone's having a spaz attack on his keyboard. That or the cat got loose. That must be the cat.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it overall, team total wise, what do we have? I mean, 294 passing, 176 rushing. Now, we did give up 165 passing, but again, that's a trend. We haven't given up more than 200 yards outside of Ohio State and only 105 rushing. So that's not too bad. Not terrible on the road.
Yeah, less than 300 yards again.
Yeah. So it's like it was a little more yardage. I think I thought we were going to give up. But shout out to Warren, their quarterback, for making a few
Yeah,
really
decent
good,
game.
yeah,
Yeah.
a good few throws there that were like, oof. Like,
Hey, can we talk about the touchdown that wasn't called the touchdown? Was that not an amazing catch by Stewart?
oh,
One-handed off the ground, comes down with both feet in bounds.
even if it was only one, yeah, it was like one of those like, holy crap. But and they called the O lineman downfield. Then they showed the replay. I'm like,
There was no
they
lineman
I was like,
downfield.
they all stopped at like 4 yards downfield. So they weren't really downfield. Like they all stopped at the same time. Like no one crossed like the 15-yard line or whatever it was at that point. I was like, hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, for Michigan people, yes, let's talk about it too. Let's the, the, the hell
Excuse
was
me.
what the hell was that? Is that how you sneeze? That's embarrassing. Uh, for Michigan fans, we'll talk about the touchdown that probably shouldn't have been also on Evan Stewart, but which is surprising to me that they didn't look at it because yeah, it really probably wasn't a touchdown. But it was funny because when they showed the backside of the replay, the line judge is looking right down the line at it and called touchdown. I was like, okay.
Yeah, we'll take it.
I mean, I don't know how they didn't look at it. No idea, but
Hey, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
it's one of those things. And I mean, we had it against Ohio State. Should have been called a pick. Didn't happen. So would that have changed the game? No, not in the long
No.
run. Not in the long run, anyways. Maybe that exact moment. Uh, Shout out Orgy for running into the camera. Also, the boom crane or whatever. Uh, on the final play. Final plays for Michigan on that fourth down. Shout out to
Yeah.
him. Hopefully the crane's okay. I've never seen someone run into the camera thing before. Have you? Like
No.
cameramen and stuff before, but I've never seen actually anyone hit the like
The camera
whatever the hell
itself.
it's called or
Boom camera.
the lift or whatever the hell they want to call it. Yeah, I've never seen anyone actually run into that. I don't think. Yes. The state of Idaho is a jinx. It's a curse. I don't want to play anyone from Idaho for the rest of the season if we can avoid it, especially Boise State again. So one, it was good to see Jordan Birch back on the field. Obviously, he wasn't on there. He wasn't out there a lot.
No, but he got in some plays and was able to, get back into some game shape and game rhythm. And
Yeah, that's the
I'm
biggest thing.
sure next week he'll be a full go.
Yeah, I think that was more the big thing. Just kind of let him get into game kind of
Rhythm.
situations.
Yeah.
I mean, he had three. He had I'm sorry. Where did he just go? He had three total tackles. He almost had one tackle for loss, and he almost had the fumble recovery of Warren. Almost didn't get it, but almost. And then we had obviously Terrence Ferguson was back, and again he didn't have a huge game. 2 catches, 34 yards, but he was targeted several other times.
Yeah, Dylan didn't have as productive of a game as he usually does. He missed some throws, was pressured a few times, but again, didn't take a sack. Yeah,
No picks.
12 incompletions. So
Yeah, and a few of those were direct throwaways, like purposeful, like
yep,
just toss it away. Like
get rid of it. Next play. Yep.
still 12 30 22 34 294 and a touchdown. Again, it should have been 2, but then he had the nice rushing touchdown too. So that kind of made up for it.
Yeah. Overall, it was a good win in the big house. Again, we just keep rolling along, but that Achilles heel, second half offense, and I think normal if this would have been any other game, Dan Lanning's kneeling on those final couple of snaps. But I think because of the way the offense has underperformed in the second half, I think he wanted to just punch it in one more just to complete a drive.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that after we got the one first down, the final first down before the touchdown, I was kind of at that point thought, okay, maybe one more run and then they'll just kneel it down. But he was like, nah.
And unfortunately for you, yeah, they ran another score in, and we'll get into that.
No, you can do it right now. I mean, I don't know how long we have to talk about things, but it doesn't really matter. That actually, the only difference that made is it actually made my score even closer too.
It gave me 2 points.
We didn't enact this season.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, we did not enact it this season.
Oh, Frankity, you saw it too, because she
we didn't.
messaged me.
Last season, it was a thing. This season, it wasn't.
Oh, wow.
I already knew that. And I already thought about it beforehand. I was like, no. Because I knew someone was going to try to throw something at like that. And I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
So congratulations, you go up 5-4. There's multiple more games.
Dirty
this
bastard.
Season. There's more
Should
games
be
this
6-4.
There's more games this season. So.
Oh, okay.
And there's only 2 of us. So it's not as difficult as when there's like 4 or 5 of us trying to pick and we're all like 1 point off from each other or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But
Still,
you were spot on.
I got to give myself credit. I picked the final score 38-17. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you were there. Again, I had 42-14. So at the same time, not that far off.
No.
It's like not that far off, but it probably could have been if they just didn't have these offensive lulls or like that fumble.
Yeah.
That punt fumble. Like little things like that.
But yeah, this second half lull, they got to figure out something on offense in the second half. I don't know if it's the play calling or if most of these games we're just up so much they're just trying to milk out the clock. It's to me it's a mental thing.
I don't know. Yeah, it's been like every game almost basically, and except for when we need it, like Ohio State, Boise State, Idaho. It's been like every other game that was like, whatever. So yeah, I don't know what it is if they just decide not to, or are I don't know. I don't know what it is. But it is the same thing every game.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it should be concerning or not, because the fact again, like in the games that they need to have offense or whatever, they'll do what they need to do. So I don't know what it is.
And I'm impressed with our run defense this year. I mean, Ohio State, the one guy had 100 yards, Henderson, but most of that was because he had, I believe, one like 40-yard run or something like that, or 50-yard run. But outside of that, he really did nothing. And here, Michigan, is another 3-headed monster, and their highest running back had 50 some yards. 52 yards. These are schools that are predominantly run-oriented teams that have sometimes 2 and 3 different backs that can give you 100 yards any given Saturday. And we have shut these teams down. Outside of Genty, we have shut all the running teams down. And that's impressive.
Yeah, and not many teams have shut Genty down. Like,
No.
most, even if they shut him down, he still gets like 130 yards. Yeah, no, the running defense, if they could limit a couple of those big plays, it'd be even better. But yeah, the overall is still, when you're making it work for 2 yards, 3 yards, can't complain with that. And again, the passing defense, yeah, there were a few of those plays where it was like, it was just a good ball. I mean, the coverage wasn't bad even. It was just one of those, like, you can't defend it much better kind of plays.
No.
So, yeah, we're not sure, but someone speculates it's potentially a collarbone, which would be 7 weeks, I think.
Collarbone or shoulder?
If it's just a shoulder, it could just be a sprain. So
Could be dislocated shoulder as well.
Yeah, or just an AC sprain of some sort. We don't know. We'll find out more. I think a lot of it, again, was just like with Harper going out. I think a lot of it too is just pull him off the field and like, we need you for later in the season too. So we'll find out. Hopefully it's not season ending. Hopefully. That's all we can say. Spaz is trying to get an update.
Yeah, I'm still looking.
Which I'll worry about that on Wednesday show.
Yeah. You're sniveling. I know you want to go 9-8.
Oh, Washington USC is on too.
Like
I want Washington to win because they're the underdog, just so I can listen to USC whine and complain.
The mighty Houston Cougars.
Yes, I saw that too.
They're 10 seconds away from beating Kansas State and crushing their Big 12 title hopes.
I don't know the Big 12 that much right now, so I think they still can have a shot at the Big 12 title.
This will give them their second conference loss, which probably kills them.
Yeah, but almost everyone else is garbage too, so. And they beat Colorado, so.
Yeah.
So who else is there? Only Iowa State.
Who just lost their first game.
I know, but they're still fine. But I mean, I'm saying if Kansas State, even if Kansas State loses, which they're probably going to, they beat Colorado, and everyone else has 3 or 4 losses.
Oh yeah, BYU is the only.
Oh yeah, well yeah, okay, yeah. I forgot about BYU. I always forget BYU. So yeah, actually,
Iowa State and Kansas State, Colorado and Cincinnati all have one conference loss now.
Oh yeah, that's right, Colorado, because Colorado lost to Nebraska, didn't they?
No, Colorado lost to Kansas State.
No, I'm saying the second loss was to Nebraska out of conference. You idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Pay attention. Pay attention.
I never thought you were talking conference.
No, I'm talking because they said second loss. So, the Big 12 is a disaster. Put it that way.
Outside of BYU, Iowa State's done. They will not get a Big 12 berth now, or they will not get a 12-team berth, I'm pretty sure.
Well, if they win the conference, they will.
Well, yeah.
Because again, if they beat BYU, if that plays out, guys, you got to pay attention. Come on.
I
I
am. I'm
expect
looking
I
to see
expect
if
better from the co-host of the Oregon Ducks to not talk Big 12 either.
they do not play BYU.
No, I know, but I'm saying in the title game.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Yeah. If they make it there.
If. Well, that's one thing too. Also, we don't need to go into a detail. This is more for the Sunday night show. I don't know why Spaz is bringing it up on the Duck show, but thank you, Ohio State, for eliminating the tiebreaker. Weird,
Eliminated the three-way tiebreaker, yep.
yeah, the weird ass tiebreaker scenario. Thank you very much for doing that because while I wanted you to lose, you helped us out a lot while looking like complete ass. Also,
Yeah.
so I'll take that.
Yep. Now we just need Indiana to beat Ohio State in a couple of weeks, and all is well.
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna happen. But then again, I know Indiana was down earlier, but then they took the lead over Michigan State.
47-10 was the final.
Oh, was that the final? I haven't
Yeah.
seen the score update in a while because they were down 10 or something like that at the
It
very
was 10 to
beginning.
nothing, and then it was over.
So we'll see how that plays out. Yeah, all we have to focus on is hopefully the injuries are not bad, and then dealing with the mighty Terrapins next week at home.
Yeah, I mean, 12 GWG's right. 12 wins, it is a possibility. I mean, just got to beat Wisconsin. I don't see an issue with Maryland. Don't see an issue with the Fuskies. That Wisconsin game.
That's the only one that still stands out as like I mean, Washington, you can say it's, or at least it's at home. It's still a rivalry game. You know how some of that shit goes. We know how we've seen weird things happen. So,
Yes,
but it is primarily and again, both of us have a bye week before that game. Again, so that gives them time to try to prepare. But at the same time, Wisconsin's the one I'm like, yeah, that's still kind of a.
We're gonna have to see how. I think today's going to be a big key on that. If Wisconsin loses to Iowa, that puts them 5-4.
Yeah, it's more just because it's on the road at Wisconsin. And how dare you, Troy? When was the last time you beat Michigan?
Yeah, that's their next game too, is versus us after today. So where we have to play Maryland next week, Wisconsin gets a bye, so they get 2 weeks to prepare for us.
Yeah. Oh, Troy doesn't answer the question.
Oh, and big clap for Minnesota today.
I don't know why would we clap for that. I don't. Why?
They beat up on Illinois.
I know. Why would we root
Illinois
for that?
is in shambles after their crushing defeat at
I know,
Oregon
but why
last week.
why would we root for that? Like, you want these teams to look good, Spaz.
Well,
that's like, oh, we broke Boise State. Why? You want Boise State to look good. Why would you do that, Spaz? That's mean.
Yeah.
Mean, insensitive, and constant. We don't get the SEC bias where if they beat the number one team in the country and then that team goes 1-11, like they beat the number one team in the country, we don't get that credit. That's SEC only. So now they're going to be like, oh, they only beat 2 ranked teams.
Hey, Troy, we've beaten Washington since you last beat Michigan State.
That's what I asked him. I was like, when was the last time you beat Michigan? And he never answered. He disappeared immediately.
No, he said, when was the last time Oregon beat Washington?
No, I know. And then I asked him the question.
Oh, you asked him that after that. Okay. With or without them?
Either. Shut the fuck up, Troy.
Okay.
Connor
I get
Connor,
what you're.
Stal- Connor Stallions. Connor Stallions.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, someone else gets it.
Yeah. I get it now.
But because again, we're not the SEC, so the SEC wins and that team just totally plummets. They still give them credit for it. But everyone, no other conference gets the credit usually. Usually, that I've seen anyway. Especially now when we're in the pack. So they always say, "Oh, a week, whatever." It's like,
Wow, those people are wacko in South Carolina tonight. I don't think I've ever seen a South Carolina game that jacked.
sorry. I'm gonna get off this other live stream. It just went wonky on me. Any other thoughts, Spaz, with this game?
No.
I thought the O line did pretty good handling the pressure of the first half. The second half, they started getting pushed around a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
Michigan was able to get some penetration a little bit in the second half and whatnot, but we still held up enough to get the win.
yeah, I mean, and obviously Gabriel's experienced enough and elusive enough so that he's able to roll out, get the ball out quick. So that also kind of neutralized some of the pressure they was feeling. But
Yeah, he had a couple of key rollouts. That one where he ducked that sack there late in the game.
oh yeah,
He goes down there, they get the ball back, and who knows?
it would be a lot different. But again, at this point in the season, I think a lot of it, it's a lot of the mentality is, hey, don't worry about what we are right now. All we need to do is go win. Just take care of each week. Doesn't have to be necessarily always the most impressive thing either, especially when you're on the road. But at the same time, it's still a good win. The hell was that? Almost car alarm, which went off and kind of startled me. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, but Ram also Trayshawn can be that same type of receiver and has been, and he was able to make a couple key plays today, and I think he'll take up that spot there. And now it also frees up Justice for some more plays.
Yeah.
He could get targeted more. Evan can get targeted more now. Yeah, it sucks that Tez went down, but it's not as serious as in years past because we have guys behind him or next to him that can come in and make the same type of plays and continue the momentum. Years past, a big receiver, Oregon's number one receiver, goes down, and you're in trouble. This year, not so much.
Yeah, and that's why we said even when Holden was off for his incident, Lowe stepped into it pretty decently. So obviously, I guess they will be probably planning at least a little bit bigger role in some area for him going forward.
And heck, maybe Dickey shows up now for a little bit.
Maybe that, or they just start using. They just hell it. Maybe they just throw Sadiq out there.
Yeah,
I mean, he's already shown that he can be basically a wide receiver already. So why not just throw him out there?
yeah, he can play receiver, tight end. You can put him on the line. He can run receiver routes. I don't think that's going to be an issue with him. And he's got speed. So he's another guy you could put on the line that can go deep on you.
Yeah, and if you have Ferguson back, if he's 100%,
there's your underneath.
Yeah, then you can put Sadiq out there. So I mean, they have some options to be versatile if it's a long-term thing. Again, hopefully it's not, but we will see. So again, Spaz, any final thoughts on this one?
No, I think it's just on to next week. Good win in the big house. Series is now tied 3-3. Oregon has won the last two, both in the big house. Oregon's won the last three, I do believe. So, yeah. So, on to Maryland. Maryland is disaster on skates this year. They have nothing since Tunga Bailoa left, and they're just playing out the season, I think, and probably looking for a new coach at the end of the year.
Yeah, which is surprising that because it was Auburn, granted, last year, but in the bowl game they looked pretty good, even without Tagovailoa. So it's like, interesting. But we'll be breaking that down more on
Wednesday.
Exactly. So
Hopefully with Locked on Terps.
Someone. We won't say names that we don't have any information about. Don't get people's hopes up. Come on, Spaz.
I said hopefully.
I know, but I would no. Anyways, yeah, we'll be back Wednesday. Or should be Wednesday. Might have to adjust that depending on availability if we can get a guest. So make sure you're subscribed and notifications are turned on as we roll into the Maryland week after taking down the Wolverines.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
That's it for me.
All right. Well, then everyone also can join us probably tomorrow night on the After Dark show on the main channel for Mark. Yeah. We'll be there 9:30.
As you can tell, our host, he doesn't even care about this shit anymore.
I'm tired.
He's tired. You want to go take a nappy?
I do. I got to finish dinner. I'm taking a nap.
I haven't taken one today neither. Usually I do during the morning games, and I was like, man, we got a 12:30 game. If I fall asleep, then I'll be sluggish. And
Yeah, I think that was part of it too. It's kind of like really direct midday game, which is different. I've gotten used to those late night games. So now oh crap.
Yeah, okay. At morning game's over, I can take a power nap, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's been kind of the transition we're dealing with here. All right. Well, it was a good win for the Ducks.
Oh, yeah. Next week, I'll be live from Eugene again.
Oh, nice.
Game number 3.
That's right. That's right. Well, we'll see if you're live. Make sure you take headphones.
Yeah. I'm going to try to buy a set of headphones that'll plug into my phone, because then I can. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, everyone. We're going to get the hell out of here. But
thanks for coming in, everybody.
Good win for the Ducks, 9-0, and on to Maryland.
To the mighty Terps.
Damn right. All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Quack.